Oh. Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog, and I've got a great show for you today. My friend is a good friend of mine. This is going to be Greg Gifford. Now, Greg is certifiable. I mean, he's just a little bit over the edge, a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the guy is much brighter than he looks. He's a friggin' genius. Absolutely. And I'm going to do a little housekeeping before we get started here. So hang on. I've got to be sure this broadcast is 100% public. And that takes me a second. I've got great controls of this thing, but okay, there's my man, Greg. Look at that. Oh, good looking man. There he is. Okay. I just made this broadcast 100% public. Okay. Here he comes. My friend, Greg Gifford. Hello, Greg.
Hey, how are you?
I'm having the best day of my entire life. It's good. Oh, man, it is good to see you, old friend. That beard's coming right out.
It is. It is. I'm working on it. I feel like I'm kind of at terminal length for still being able to wear a bow tie. Because if I get too much longer, then I can't wear the bow ties anymore because you can't see them. And what's the point? So I may just kind of start keeping it right here because that's about how far I can go and still see the bow tie.
You know, I had a beard for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, matter of fact, when I met my wife, I had a beard. And it was amazing because it was a pretty full beard. And when my son was born, we waited until he was 2 years old. And I said, hey, I'm going to shave the beard off.
What did he do?
And my wife said, he's never seen you without it. Neither have I. I said, well, what do you mean? It'll traumatize him. So I let my 2-year-old shave the beard off.
Oh, yeah? That's awesome.
So he knew it was me.
Yeah. You got to dig up a photo. I want to see that.
Hey, I saw your family shots on your Facebook page today.
Yeah.
Don't let your wife ever get her vision corrected. She ever gets a look at you, man, it's over.
It's all done.
That little girl, she's not like the apple of your eye or anything, is she?
Oh, no, not at all. Definitely.
Is that a pretty current picture of her?
That's almost a year old, actually.
So she's turning into a little person now. She's not just a baby anymore.
100%. Craziest sense of humor ever. It's amazing the things that come out of her mouth.
Oh man, I'm a big supporter of people with families that feature their families, and I sort of lurk around people's Facebook pages. I really like to know people.
Right.
I mean, I go through their Facebook pages, up and down. I go back years on some of my friends.
Well, hopefully all my embarrassing stuff's buried enough that you don't get back to it.
I saw that you did. Yeah, I'd really, Hey, listen, big guy, DealerOn.
Yep.
You build websites. You do SEO. What else do you do?
We do it all. Websites, SEO, PPC, consulting on your website and digital presence, everything to make sure that dealers are as visible and as successful as possible online.
You wouldn't believe who just showed up, James Klaus.
Oh, yeah?
You know that rascal?
Oh, yeah.
He's a very good friend of mine, Jay Homewood, Joshua Killian. We're starting to build up a little audience now. They're coming aboard.
It's like Gary May's watching too.
You're going to be a speaker at Internet Battle Plan 25, Teach at the Beach Part 4.
I will. I am excited to be back.
Internet Battle Plan is coming to Clearwater, Florida at the Marriott Sand Key.
Is this the same hotel we were in last time?
No, the last time you were there, we were at the Sheraton across the street.
Oh, okay.
The last one I did, you were not in attendance, was at the Marriott Sand Key.
Okay.
That was a year ago.
Same little area though, right?
How's that?
It's the same area though, right?
So right across the street.
There was an amazing burger place like 2 blocks away from that hotel that Sean and I walked over to. So I'm excited to go back and get another one of those burgers.
Oh, that burger place is phenomenal. It's legendary.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I was in Tampa, which is not too far, last time I went to Dave's, the one that was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a Five Guys burger look dry. Right. They don't spare the grease at all, but it was really good.
That's what makes it good, though.
Oh, I got to tell you. Hey, Joshua Killian said he's soaking up some knowledge here. So I guess we better give him some. Joe Thistle just showed up. Yeah, we got a good audience showing up here. Now, what are you talking about at Battle Plan? Now, Battle Plan is going to be March 4th and 5th, just before spring break.
So I will be talking about local SEO, and I'll be talking about all of the latest and greatest updates. Google's been making a lot of changes in the last year and a half, and there's a lot of things going on that dealers need to know about. And I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about Google Posts, which is a huge feature that hardly any dealers are using. And I'm going to be talking a lot about Google questions and answers, which is another really important thing that most people don't even know is there. And it's been there since January of this year. So there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with both of those that I'm going to share, so that hopefully people will be able to get some kind of advanced ideas of things that they can do that their competitors aren't doing. So it'll help them, stand out from the crowd. Well,
see, that's the deal with you. I mean, you are the absolute guru. I mean, the god of SEO, Google, my God, worship. The Google, you offer that service. You actually offer an SEO service, correct?
We do, yeah.
So they don't have to buy a website from you necessarily to get that service, or do they?
No, exactly. Probably last time we looked, about 40% of our SEO customers are not on the DealerOn website platform, because there are still some deals out there that, for whatever reason, the OEM has decided to lock dealers into a single website platform. And they don't have the option of getting a DealerOn site unless they do it as a third-party site. So, why make them suffer through their crappy website provider? At least do some SEO and make their site perform better than it would out of the box.
I didn't say you didn't have some of the best websites in the universe. I did say that. I mean, but all in all, they don't have to have a DealerOn website,
right,
to avail themselves of your SEO services.
Right.
And you are co-opted with most of the manufacturers. That's another thing.
Pretty much almost everybody out there. Where Toyota doesn't do any co-op on SEO. And that's, pretty much all the other ones out there we're on.
Well, I'm a big advocate of DealerOn websites. But like I say, some dealers are locked into a contract with something else, or the manufacturer's got them locked in with something else. But
right.
But most of the manufacturers, I know Ford and Chrysler.
Most of them have opened up, and
right.
They all allow multiple choices now, and we're always one of those choices when there are choices available.
Well, let me ask you now, what is the title of your presentation? I think I know, but what is?
Gosh, I don't even know yet. That's so far away.
No, you gave me something. Did you just make that up?
Did I give you something?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I'm gonna have to look now. You made me curious. I've got something on the website. I hope it's accurate. Real good looking picture. I'm pulling up the website as we speak. Now I got to go look at it. I just put the link up. There you are. Good looking, man. Okay, let's see. Okay, your speech is Samuel L. Jackson's tips on how to be an SEO hitman.
Yeah, so it's gonna be all Samuel L. Jackson movies. And it's going to be all.
Is your Alzheimer's acting up again?
Well, it's just I've been on the road for the past 2 months. I've only been home for 9 days since September 1st in the office, because I've been speaking at so many conferences. So I just lose track of which one I'm doing where and what city I'm in. So yeah, I forgot I sent you that. But yeah, so it's a fun one. I just did a Samuel L. Jackson theme presentation for Digital Dealer. And it was a whole lot of fun, and it'll be better for you since I can be smarter than usual and share more advanced tips. So it's cool when I can get in and really share the cool technical stuff with dealers.
What I love is how many slides is in that presentation?
It's probably going to be ending up at about 180 to 200 for the 45 minutes that I'm up on the stage.
45 minutes, this guy goes through 180 slides. He's talking like a machine gun. You can't make notes fast enough. I'm writing with both hands. It's incredible. When Gifford is on stage, it is electric. Like I say, he's idling right now. He's in his passive mode. When he gets on stage and 180 slides, And these are really well thought out, well designed slides. I mean, he just doesn't put a little print up there. He's got some graphics and some pictures, things you want to see.
And movie clips this time too.
Oh, no, not movie clips as well.
Yep.
I am excited to have you.
Which I will bleep out all of the adult language in.
Yeah, no adult language. And I had to boot you for one of them. I mean, my God, we can do it right now, but we don't drop the F-bombs in my sessions.
Yeah, that's fine. I can bleep it out. It won't ruin the joke.
No, we don't, there are words I use in personal conversations that I do not use or allow to be used on my stage.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
I mean, not that I wouldn't say the word, but
But there's time and a place.
Time and a place. And the last time somebody did it, there was a 14-year-old girl in the audience, a little dealer's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little tight there. Okay. Dealers will learn how Google is moving towards entity search. What in the hell is entity search?
So it used to be when Google first started providing search results, Google was matching keyword to keyword. So you type a keyword in the search, if that keyword's on the page, boom, that page is going to show up. And it didn't really matter so much what the entire site was about or if the entire site was relevant to what you were searching for. As long as you had a page that had some of the same keywords on it, it was going to show up. Google's gotten smarter through the years and figured out better ways to determine which sites are relevant and which sites are the best answers. And so now it's looking at a website as an entity online. So it's not just the website, it's the website and the entire website, not just the page and the signals off of the website to back that up. So Google's algorithm is pretty good at determining if someone's looking for a car dealer, hey, is this website really a car dealer or is it somebody else that's just putting a page up about F-150s? So it's looking at the entire entity signal. So SEO has become a lot more about boosting your entity, or to boil it down to a simpler level, boosting your brand online. So it's way beyond just throwing some content on a website.
Well,
and that's one of the things I've been talking about lately.
How do you create the right type of content?
Well, you have to know what Google's looking at. So that's what a lot of the research that we do and that other people do is to figure out what is Google actually looking at to determine which sites are going to show up and what signals are important. And especially in automotive, a lot of people have been brainwashed to think that SEO equals just adding a bunch of pages to your website. And it's much more complicated than that. And a lot of the stuff that Google's looking at are signals that aren't even on your website anyway. So who cares what your content is? It's about what other websites are linking to you, what your citation profile looks like, what your review profile looks like, what customers are saying about you on social. So there's a whole lot of stuff out there that's not even on the website that's going to affect how your site's going to show up in searches.
So you're talking about the back screens of the website also have a huge bearing. Oh
yeah. Yeah. There's a ton more than what dealers can just see changing on their website that's going to affect the SEO of their site.
What if I right clicked on a non-flash part of a website,
right?
And it comes up of view source.
Yep.
And view source is going to bring up a bunch of miscellaneous scripts. Is that what we're talking about?
No, I'm talking about stuff that's not even on the website.
Really?
Yeah. Other signals on other websites related to the dealership website that will affect how that site shows up. So you can't even see it by looking at the code on the site or the code behind the scenes because it's not in that code. It's on other sites.
What if I pulled up a source and there were 32 blank lines before the code started?
It's messy. It's not efficient, but it's not really going to matter for your SEO.
Okay, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah, no, it's just why have 32 character returns in your code that you don't need?
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, there are some providers out there that aren't as efficient as they could be with their coding. Okay,
Google My Business.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
So Google My Business, what a lot of people still kind of call Google Places from back in the day when it was called that, that's the basis of a business's entity signal online. So it's where you're logging into your Google My Business dashboard to enter all this information. And that information is surfaced to the rest of the world whenever someone does a search for your business name and you get that knowledge panel down on the right side where it's got the dealership name and the photo and the map and the hours and the address and the phone number and the reviews and all of that stuff. That's where your Google My Business information lives. It also lives on Google Maps if somebody's doing searches on maps, and you can show up that way. That's a huge basis of the entity signal that Google has. That's where you can go into Google and tell Google directly, hey, this is the name of my business. This is when I'm open. This is my address. This is my phone number. Here's the stuff that I sell. Here's what I do. Here's photos of my stuff. Here's videos of my stuff. So there's a lot of things there that are really important and always have been, but it's kind of become more important over the last few years than it was in the past.
Well, let me ask you this. Are some dealers not doing that?
Some dealers do what?
Are some dealers not having a Google My Business listing?
Everyone has one because Google's going to know enough that there is a business located there, but there's still a lot of dealers that haven't claimed their listing, and that's crazy.
That's what I mean. Claim their listing.
We still see that dealers haven't claimed their listing, or we see dealers that have claimed their listing, but they're not replying to their reviews, or they haven't loaded any photos in, or they don't have their hours listed correctly. So it's something that a lot of dealers, I think, underestimate the importance of. So they don't spend any time there at all when they should be spending a significant amount of time there.
Okay. Google My Business, a significant amount of time, and adding additional details to the listing.
We pretty much call Google My Business the new homepage of your website, because in the past, because in the past, if somebody needed your phone number, what would they do? They'd go to your website, get your phone number, and call you. Or if they needed directions, go to your website, get directions, and come find you that way. They wanted to see when you're open. They're going to go to your website. They're going to find your hours. Now, all of that information is surfaced in that knowledge panel over on the right side of a brand search. So people don't need to go to your website to find that information anymore. They can see pictures of the dealership. They can see videos of the dealership. They can read all of your reviews. They can see when you're open. They can see where you're located. They can click to get directions. They can click to call directly. There's so much information there.
And never visit the website.
They don't need to go to the website. If they know that they're looking for you, why do they need to go to the website to get your phone? They don't need to. It's right there on Google. So it's the first impression. And it used to be, hey, the homepage of your website is your first impression on a customer. Yes. First thing a customer is going to see is your homepage, so you got to make a good impression. Now, first thing a customer is going to see is your knowledge panel with all your Google My Business information, so you got to make sure you're making the best impression you can make.
Fantastic. Are you covering all of this at Battle Plan?
I'm covering all of this and more.
A lot of detail, correct?
A lot of detail, and also for specific things, I'll get into as much detail as I've got time to. But then I always include links to further information or videos that I've made that will explain that in even more depth. So that way I have the ability to fit in a wealth of information. And instead of just spending all my time on Google My Business, I can spend time on the important aspects that are new. But for the older stuff, hey, look, here's a link to other basic stuff. If you want to read that basic stuff or watch that video, you can go get that. And that way I'm able to give out more helpful information to everybody.
Now, Bill Barnett on the sidebar just said you can put your ads on Google My Business.
You can run ads through Google My Business through AdWords Express, but it's not a good idea.
And why not?
When you do ads through AdWords Express, you're basically just burning money. If you want to do Google My Business ads, you're better off doing them through AdWords and using ad extensions in AdWords so that they can show up in that map pack. That's the way that you would want to do that.
Fantastic. So March 4th, I think I've got you on the first day. I haven't looked at the schedule yet, but how to use Google Posts to attract more customers, how to build relevant local links to the sites, how to create the right kind of content and optimize it for Google. These are all subjects you're covering.
All of that, everything.
How about content?
Yeah, I'm probably going to spend 10 minutes of that time talking about content and the right kind of content. Like I mentioned a minute ago, SEO isn't adding a boatload of content to your site. It's adding good content to your site.
Okay, yeah.
That's something that,
relevant content.
Yeah, a couple years ago, Google said that they like fresh content. And so a lot of vendors took that and ran with it. And now they sell their SEO services on the fact that they give you 15 or 20 pages of content a month. but there's no strategy there other than, hey, this is adding a lot of content. Okay, well, why? Because Google didn't ever say they wanted to see you add a lot of content. What Google wants you to add is quality content.
Quality, relevant content.
Exactly. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about some ways to test the quality of your content and see if it's good, to test to make sure that it's conversational content, because that's what it should be as well. Everything on the website should sound like something that you would say to a customer that just walked in the front door of the dealership. And if it doesn't, then it's wrong. And that's not what's going to work with Google.
Now, by no means am I an SEO expert. Don't even claim to be. You know, that's for you guys. But one thing I've had a lot of success with lately is when I do a search, there's an automatic drop-down menu, other things people search for, similar things they search for.
Right. And it does that at the bottom of the search results too, where it says people also search for this.
Yes. So I can incorporate that into my text as a question.
You could, but it's probably not going to influence that. That's really more influenced by user behavior than by anything you can do with optimization.
I thought I had something there. Okay. Like I say, I leave that up to you guys. You know.
Hey, Mike Eckler's over there commenting. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike Eckler. I love Mike Eckler.
I do too.
He's been one of my friends, one of my proteges for many, many years. I mean, I trained him when he was a green pea.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that true, Mike? Now he's a very successful dealer.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Him and his family, great friends of mine. His daughter is a real up-and-comer, too. You wouldn't believe car people throughout.
Yeah.
Now, let's get back to DealerOn a second. Now, first of all, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they do it?
Easiest way would just be my email address. It's just greg@dealeron.com.
Let's see. Hang on one second, big guy. Does it look like that?
I don't know. I don't see anything on my screen.
Okay, I got it on my screen. So everybody can see it but you.
Oh.
I got Greg@DealerOn.com. That's how you contact you.
Yep.
And you can set them up with the whole program, everything you do.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, well, tell me about DealerOn websites. Now, we talked about SEO. That's your specialty.
That's my thing. That's my office that I run.
So you're running the SEO office, and you're legendary. I mean, no, you know, nobody would dispute that. Tell me about the company, what you do, what makes the website so great?
So something that kind of sets us apart on the website thing is everything that we do is based on testing and data. So we're constantly running A/B tests on our sites to see which call to actions work the best. What code can we, compress or change to make the sites load faster, because load speed is incredibly important now that Google switched to a mobile first algorithm. So we're constantly innovating. We're constantly trying to make our sites better. And that's why our sites convert better than all of the other sites out there. Years ago, we had the, 50% lead guarantee of, switch over, your leads are going to increase by 50%. Now we're on a lot of OEM programs, and because the OEMs handle the billing, those guarantees don't really count anymore, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen all the time still. So we see dealers all the time that even without buying SEO, they just switch from another platform to ours and their leads will skyrocket because our sites are built to convert. And that's something that I talk about sometimes in conference presentations, is dealers tend to forget what the purpose of their website is. Dealers want to see shiny, happy, cool, new widgety things on their site. And they want to be able to go in and search by VIN number, or they want to be able to have a video and all this junk on their site that they think is cool. But your site is there to convert visitors into leads. And that's the purpose of your site. Sure, your sales team uses the site too, but your sales team has other tools they can use to go do inventory searches and things like that. The entire goal of your site is to be there, to show up when people are doing a search and get those visitors to convert into leads so that they'll come into the dealership and buy a car or come in for service. So you've got to have a really awesome site that's designed to do that. And that's what we do.
Fantastic. So like I say, you're co-op by some of the major manufacturers. I mean,
pretty
that's
much
huge.
all of them. Yeah. Toyota doesn't, because Toyota doesn't do the co-op thing, but pretty much everybody else, we're on the co-op list now, which is great.
General Motors still CDK, isn't it?
Yeah, they're still locked into CDK. There have been rumors that they might be opening the program up. I know, I don't remember, I think it was at NADA this year, there was a big meeting of all the dealers, and apparently it was just a firing squad, and everyone was pretty upset that they're still locked in to a single provider, and they want to have it opened up. Now, if GM decides to open it up or not, who knows? Hopefully they will. I mean, even if we were the one choice that all of the GM dealers were locked into, I would still say that's a bad thing, because dealers should have a choice. Dealers should be able to choose, hey, I've got 4 or 5 dealers or 4 or 5 vendors to choose from. I'm going to pick the website that I like the best from the company that I want to do business with. It shouldn't be a mandate that you're stuck with one company for anybody.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. So they can contact you on the website side as well, correct?
Sure. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can help with anything anybody needs. Even on the SCM side, I can still help with that. And if I can't answer the questions, I can get you in touch with the right person that can.
Now, one thing we've added to Battle Plan since you attended. Now, remember the cocktail reception?
I do.
We now have a live band.
Really?
Yeah, my favorite band from the Villages. I met them at the Villages. The band Foreplay, local Ocala band.
Yeah.
And these guys are they've got a vocalist, Lacey Lou. She is incredible.
Awesome.
And they play the biker bar, so they're right there. I love these guys. So we're going to have the local band, the band Foreplay, and I've seen them perform, I don't know, a dozen times. They played last year, and the crowd loved them.
Awesome. I'm excited.
And when my wife, Miss Debbie, puts on the food, I mean, we put on the food, correct?
Right.
I mean, and when I had the cocktail reception, it's drinks and food, and it's open bar. We don't give you 2 stinking tickets and tell you that.
I know it's open bar, because every time I come to an internet battle plan, it's always a bad second day because of that open bar.
I told Debbie, we're not going to give people 2 or 3 tickets and then make them buy their drinks after that. No, we have open bar the entire time the cocktail reception's on, and we're having it right on the bay.
Awesome.
Now, that's in March. Some of our northern brothers are going to be waist deep in snow.
Yeah.
Now, we'll be out there in our shorts and Hawaiian shirts at the Internet Battle Plan.
Yep.
So, wonderful thing to do. Tell me some more about DealerOn, SEO. What message would you want to get out to this audience?
Well, I mean, from some of the people that I've seen commenting, they've heard me talk a million times, so they've heard this. But anybody that's watching this later, I think it's really important that dealers understand the days of being successful with just having a website are way in the past. You have got to be doing digital marketing now. Search is the tip of the spear. Every purchase or every service visit is going to start with a search on Google. Now, does that mean they're going to convert right then? No, but you got to be out there in the front and get visible as soon as you can, which means you've got to invest in SEM and you've got to invest in SEO. And there's no one or the other, it's both.
You've got to invest in. We are entering into a contraction in the market. Excuse me, folks. I hate to break it to you, but car sales are slowing down, and they're not going to speed up next month miraculously. If you want to do business right now, you're going to have to aggressively take that business away from a competitor that has that business. You're going to have to do conquest business of dealers with other brands, and you're going to have to do conquest business with dealers that sell the same kind of cars you do. It's grow or die, eat or be eaten. That's where you're at right now. Grow or die, eat or be eaten, but you cannot stay where you are. You cannot stick your head in the sand like an ostrich and it'll go away. Ain't going to happen. You've got to aggressively attack the market, take the business away from your competitors, because if you don't, they will come to my conference and listen to this man, and they will take the business away from you. Where's the camera? You. Yeah. What do you think, Greg?
Oh, I mean, it's true. I've been doing a bunch of events for Chrysler over the last few months, and it's kind of shocking still how many people don't do SEO. And then you ask them, what's your biggest source of website traffic when you look in Google Analytics? And they say, oh, it's organic visits from Google. Okay, well, what's your biggest source of leads? Organic visits from Google. So for most of the dealers out there, they get more visitors and more conversions from Google organic than from every other lead source combined, yet they're not doing anything to facilitate getting more. They don't have anybody doing SEO, or they're doing some crappy base SEO package from somebody that's just charging them $500 a month and taking their $500 and not doing anything with it. So,
or they're paying some ridiculously stupid money to a vendor that is not producing and is showing you some phony attribution crap that is
exactly.
that stat came from some phony attribution company that they paid under the table.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Yep.
Perhaps.
Yeah, well, and it's not hard. What's important with SEO is, are you getting more? It's not how are you ranking. It's not all the other. Who cares? All that matters, are you getting more organic visitors to your site? And are you getting more organic conversions? And are you getting better lead quality overall? That's what you're going to see changing over time. And that's what matters. That's what you're not paying for SEO to get you to rank #1 for 5 keywords. Who cares where you rank? What matters is, are you more visible for more phrases, which what really results in getting more organic traffic.
More organic traffic. It's amazing. You know Eric Gale, I'm sure.
Yep.
Now, the Cardinale Group has grown to be, I think they're the #1 internet entity in the car business, as far as their whole group sells more cars on the internet than virtually anybody. And one thing I love about Cardinale is they began that company in 1988, or 2008.
Wow.
I mean, what a time to start a brand new dealership company when the whole world's crashing down around your ears, and dealers they aggressively advertised into the market when everybody else was retreating and shrinking and contracting their advertising. They aggressively went after it. And right now they're the biggest internet entity in the world. So I think that justifies your case, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get a lot of dealers that will sign up for SEO and they get in, 10, 11, 12 months. And they're like, all right, cool. It's been a year. We want to quit. And I'm like, why would you quit? We've increased your traffic by 85 or 90%. And they're like, well, it's been a year. There's nothing left to do. And that's so not true. SEO never stops. It's an ongoing project that lasts forever.
It's an amoeba. It changes shape every couple of seconds.
Yeah, you have to, it's king of the hill, because even if you get to where you're ranking #1 for every phrase that matters to your dealership, if you stop doing the stuff that got you there, you're not going to stay there. It's king of the hill. You got to be better than your competitors all the time. So there's just a lot of misconceptions about SEO, because there have been so many, crappy vendors out there that have taken dealers' money and not done anything. So everybody's got a bad taste. So I get it. A lot of people don't trust SEO, but unfortunately it's super important.
The whole Eckler family is with us. Kristen Eckler just checked in.
Kristen, you should not be texting your stuff while you're driving there. That's bad choices.
Oh, God. I think she probably pulled over and did that, right?
Or maybe she's passenger.
Yeah. She pulled over. Mom and Dad are listening. Oh, Sherry Eckler says Foreplay, the band is great. Okay. Hey, guess what? We got Eliana and GP Anderson are on here.
Hey, awesome. You
know those people?
Yep.
Okay. Mike Eckler said the first time I met him, he was wearing one shoe. Well, see, they're up in Kentucky,
Yeah.
Up in Richmond. And first time I met Mike Eckler, Kentucky boy, he was wearing one shoe.
Nice.
I said, Mr. Eckler, you have lost a shoe. And he said, no, sir, I found one. That's a Kentucky joke. And sometimes I'll make it a West Virginia joke, depending on where they're from.
Right.
Let's see. Bill Barnett said that he posted his specials on Google business page, and he got all kinds of results from it.
So that's probably he did a Google post, which is one of the things I'm going to be talking about at Battle Plan. It's a really cool feature that a ton of dealers don't use. And it's a great place to share specials and service specials, especially where you can get a lot of conversions before people even get to your site.
Yeah, because I got to confess a lot of ignorance with SEO. That's why I lean on my friends, just one of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century, Mr. Ringo Starr, said I get by with a little help from my friends. I mean, that's one thing. I got a real important question to ask you, Greg.
Okay.
What new tats have you got?
Gosh, when was the last time I saw you?
Been 2 years.
Has it really been 2 years?
Well, close to 2 years,
Wow. So yeah, I've got a lot more stuff done on my Goonie sleeve on my leg. So a whole bunch of stuff. The last thing I did was a month and a half ago. I got the back of my knee done, like the ditch, like the inside of the joint of my knee, and
nobody's going to see that.
That was if I got shorts on, yeah.
Oh, okay.
See the Battle Plan when I'm out hanging by the pool.
Okay.
No, but yeah, that was probably the second most painful place I've ever gotten tattooed.
What did you put on the back of your kneecap?
It's just filler. So I'm getting a bunch of different shots of people from the Goonies, and we were doing some stuff right above the joint. And he said, since we were back there anyway, let's go ahead and fill in all the color there so we can knock out the painful spot and not have to come back to it later.
Oh, that's cool. Now you still got all the famous movie stars, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm
done with my arm. I'm probably going to have my leg done by January or February. So hopefully by the time I come to Battle Plan, we'll have already started on this arm.
Okay, you're not going to do anything on your face, I hope.
No, I won't go anything on neck or head.
Okay. Yeah. So when you wear a tie, you can sort of be
originally I was going to stop them all here, but at this point, I'm never going to have a job where it's really going to matter. So there's a whole nother face I can put right here on the back of my hand. And then instead of doing letters across my fingers, I'm going to do little micro face portraits. So over here, I'm going to have the classic movie monsters, the Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy. And then over here, I'm going to do Disney princesses.
Okay, so you're not going to get like love and hate.
No, it'll be Disney princesses and movie monsters.
Prison tats, Yeah, you've got. I remember one of them was Sean Connery.
Yep, that one's.
There's Sean Connery right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the James Bond. I love that one. What
My
other?
Die Hard one is good too. That one won an award.
Really? What other stars do you have?
Roddy Piper right there.
Oh, no, he was one of my absolute favorites. Absolutely.
With the movie quote, I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum, and I got the all out of bubblegum right there. Then I got the Die Hard right there. Sean Connery. I got the kid from A Christmas Story on the back. Then I've got Gene Wilder, Young Frankenstein, and then Ghostbusters. And then up the back, I've got Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Oh, I love it. I mean, we got all the you are a walking movie billboard. I love your Die Hard, especially because it's not Christmas until you see Hans Gruber fall off the tower.
Exactly. It is the absolute best Christmas movie, no matter what anybody says.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Now, Eliana says, didn't that hurt?
Yes, it did hurt very badly, but it's worth it because it looks cool.
Yeah, you got to go through the pain. Bruce Hartz is checking in. Kristen Eckler just came back. I'm loving this broadcast. Yeah, but you know what? We've been almost 45 minutes already.
That's crazy.
Just flew, didn't it? Okay, so I'm going to put your email back on the screen, greg@dealeron.com. Right there. Right? Oh, you're doing beautifully, beautifully. Yeah, you're right on it.
I'm like Vanna White.
Greg, hey, I hear Vanna's retiring.
Is she really?
Yeah, that break my heart.
That's crazy. You almost can't have the show without Vanna.
Well, I'm wondering who's going to be able to learn that job. It's so technical. You know how she's irreplaceable.
Right.
I just saw where Trump today is going to make Heather Nauert ambassador to the UN.
Who's Heather Nauert?
She used to be on Fox News, and she's now one of his press secretaries.
Oh yeah.
Very bright young woman. I mean, just bright young woman. I'm pleased to see that. A lot of things. Hey, Jim Bradford, do you know Jimmy Bradford?
I don't know.
Jimmy Bradford is operating partner. I'm trying to remember where your store is. Jim, where's your store? Type it out there. Jim is a great friend of mine. He's a newlywed. He attended the last Battle Plan, and I'm definitely going to get him to attend the next one. Right, Jim? You know, yeah, we got some pretty good audience building up. These people are staying on too. They're not bailing out on us.
Nice. So
anyway, we've been on for 45 minutes. I think we covered everything we needed to cover. I'm going to post this video for replay all over the internet because, number one, I love DealerOn. Number two, you're one of my better friends in the business. I really want to be sure that we get you the exposure you need. Some of these things are getting like 3,000, 4,000 views in the replay.
Nice.
And I'll send you an MP4 copy of this file too.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, so you can do what you want to do with it. Anything else you want to say before I cut us off? I
think we covered it all.
We have, okay, internetbattleplan.com. Internetbattleplan.com. We're going to have 20 speakers over 2 days, probably about 200 attendees. Attendance is way up since you attended last.
Nice.
I mean, about 200 attendees. Half the people in the room will be dealer principals and general managers. A lot of decision makers show up for these things. It's really incredible. And live entertainment, a cocktail reception by the band Foreplay. Internetbattleplan.com, or guess what? You can call me. I answer my own phone. 770-851-2803. That's my cell phone. Oh, by the way, what kind of phone you using nowadays?
iPhone. I'm an Apple fanboy.
Google Pixel.
No, I'll never switch off of Apple. I'm way too into Apple.
The camera's better.
Yeah, but I don't use my phone for pictures. I use my phone for phone and text, and I mean, they're all the same. I'm an Apple fanboy. I'll never switch.
I've become a Google Pixel fanatic. I mean, absolutely. Well, listen, I'm trying to think of ways to stay on because I hate to cut this thing off. I love visiting with you. But anyway, DealerOn, great websites, exemplary SEO. This is the guy. And give him a call. Contact him, Greg at DealerOn.com. Greg, thank you.
Thanks for having me. It was great chatting.